Hello, 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 beautiful unicorns. How are you all doing today? So, as I wait for you guys to respond, pretend this is a live video, right? I. So, Here's the thing. This series of videos are going to be challenging for me to do. And here's why. Because the plan for me to be doing these videos is to be sharing what is going on in my mind and uncovering the negativity that's in there and sharing it with everyone for many reasons. But the main reasons are these: to normalize what you're going through for you. Because when someone normalizes what I'm going through and acknowledges what I'm going through and tells me it's okay, my energy goes from here to here, if not here, right? It's all about the way it's done, because if it does not come across authentically and from the heart, the person that receives it knows. So that's why when I do those things, I want to say for people, but I'm really doing it for myself. It must come from the heart. So today is a Wednesday, March 3rd, and I'm looking at the numbers. It's 0303, a month and a date, which is awesome. So I don't have very many minutes left to do the video, but I have the heat on me and I need to move it. And this right here is another thing that sometimes when I do normal videos, define normal, right? No such thing. And these are the videos where you really will get to know me and how I am all the time. So let me move this. I don't want to burn my hands. There. I have a heater on the floor. One day I'll show you. Maybe I'll take a picture. If you guys want, I'll take a picture and send it to you. But right now, to be honest, I don't want to pick up the camera and move it and show you. But so far, just to give you an idea of the things that I desire to have in my life, and in terms of like, what would I be doing, for example, in the mornings? How would I be spending my mornings? I'll tell you one thing: it's not the way that I'm spending most of my mornings now. I have the beginning of the morning the way that I want it to be, and that is I wake up at 5:29. One day I'll go in deeper explanation as to why 5:29, but it's just a minute earlier before those that wake up at 5:30. So I'm ahead of those people, right? And I mean, waking up thinking and knowing and really knowing and believing that I'm up before most people. And go downstairs, bathroom, put my headphones on, listening to anything that I really feel like listening, that I know is going to put that kind of information in my mind that I want. And sometimes it's just sounds, like binaurals. Sometimes it's music. Typically in the mornings, I find myself listening to Bob Marley. And then motivational speeches, something educational, some of the people that I follow on YouTube, so I'll listen to that. And that's what I've been doing for 2 weeks now. I've gotten back into this routine, and I've been wanting for a while to just share myself with everyone, and I couldn't figure out how to do it and without taking up too much time from myself and from all of you. I'd like to put my hands here, but you can't see them, so all of you. Okay. So back to the morning. Honestly, here's the point. This is what I'm getting to. That I want to live my life a certain way every day, this is how, and then every week this is how, and again, not being solid, as in I still want to have a lot of free space to that is not like scheduled and booked in, type of a thing, where I get to do whatever I want. But for the most part, it's the mornings that I want to get a lot of things done, and I'm finding my energy to be very low. And according to the circadian rhythms, that's exactly where they technically should be and how they are that time. And so really at the end of the day, it comes down to reorganizing and rearranging my day in a way that my energy follows best. So right now, quite literally, this is where I'm going to start the Zoom, because right now I also have Heal the Unicorn call, and I'll be hopping off here pretty quickly. But anyway, so that's one of the things that I do as well. Losing track of my mind and my thoughts of my minds. I think I might end up pausing this video and coming back later to talk about, and you'll see the energy shift as well. And I'll try to remember where I left off and where I want to pick up from. And when I do, I'll write it down, so that way I know exactly where I left off. And if I don't, then we'll start a new conversation. But I really just wanted to share my mornings with you. And oh, now I remember. So while I remember, I'm gonna finish it. The circadian rhythm says that between 6 and 10 o'clock in the morning is when our energy is like water, where we just kind of like lazy, starting the day, and very like fluid, but at the same time heavy. That's how we feel. We feel a little bit heavy. So in those times, very few of us are able to be productive. And if you are very few of those people, tell me your secret. I want to know what you do and what works for you. And if you don't know what it is, please, please, please take the time and figure it out. If not for yourself, do it for everyone else. And then just give it out to everyone. Just share it with everyone and tell everyone what is it that you do that you're able to have your energy be high and get things done. Because for me, I've noticed that I've been spending that time just chilling, watching Netflix and cleaning the kitchen. Typically, that's what I do. And literally from about, I'd say about 8 o'clock, sometimes 7:30, or actually 7, because I get the kids' lunches ready and stuff like that, get them out, and they go to school like 8:40ish. Yeah, and then I'm like, shouldn't be telling people all the time when my kids leave, right? And these are the thoughts that go back of the mind that most people don't hear, but here you'll get to hear them out loud, because whatever I'm thinking, I'm going to be speaking. Yeah, now I'm starting to feel a little anxious because I have my next caller waiting for me, so I'm gonna go. But basically what I'm saying is that I've been spending my time in the ways of following my energy without recognizing what it was and beating myself up for doing that. Whereas I should not be doing that. First of all, because that kind of says that there's a lack of self-respect for myself. And that's one boundary I set up that I do not want to, challenge. So respecting and loving myself. So I've taken the time to figure out that this is actually what I'm doing, is spending the time, obviously not in the most productive way, according to what productivity means to me, possible, that I can spend time reading a book. But I have not tried it, to be quite honest, to do that in the morning. I just like, I don't know, noises in the morning. I guess that's the way to explain it. And it just makes me sometimes think of when I would go to a job and I would drive to the job, right? And not being that place. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'll be back, or I might not be back. I might start a different video. So I don't know. We'll talk later. Either way. And until then, thanks. Bye. So I decided I was gonna come back and finish this video, continue doing this video after my Heal a Unicorn podcast call with Bethany today, which was absolutely incredible. I got to share a little bit of, ooh, I'm gonna be doing this. Yeah, so right away, right now, there probably is quite a few people that'll be like, oh my god, she's too much for me. I can't deal with this. And if you're saying this now, chances are you're not going to change your mind. So you can change the channel and go somewhere else. And that's not in the mean way. That's in the nicest, most loving way possible, because I don't want you to force yourself to do something, to be dealing with something or someone that is not, it's causing you to feel a certain way. Right? And that is the boundary I set for myself as well. If I'm not comfortable with a thing, a place, a situation, anything, then I'm going to work through it and see why. And if I see a benefit in it, then I will follow through and continue doing it. But if I don't see a benefit in it, then I'm not going to go through with it. Right? At the end of the day, it comes down to what's in it for me. That's it. And so what else was I talking about? Really, so here's my mind. I keep wanting to go and do productive things. So productive things, let me move the camera a little bit lower because I'm going to be leaning like this. So productive things to me means doing something that will move myself or my business forward. Which means it does not include Netflix. It does not include household chores. But it does include, I know there's a couple of more things, but they're not coming to mind, so I'm not going to force them. I'm not going to pretend like I remember them right now. I will later. If I do, I'll mention them, or you guys will get to learn them as we have these conversations, or me having a conversation with myself, and hopefully you talking on the other end through comments, and that's what we can have a conversation. So one of the things I wanted to put right here and now, and I'll try to do my best to remember mentioning it throughout the videos as well, is that I invite everyone to have an actual conversation with me. Okay, and what does that mean? The chats are great. The comments, love, value, and appreciate. I really do. But if you want to have a coffee with me, virtual coffee, that's what basically I'm talking about. Having a conversation. And I'm saying this now, I know at a certain point a lot of people will want to take me up on this offer, and I still want to make that happen, but it might end up being more in a group session where we as a group can sit down and have a conversation and just hang out. But for now, it will be mostly one-on-one. So I'll share something with you, is that when you have these types of conversations one-on-one with people, you can actually end up having that individual be one of your best friends for life. So if you're feeling it and if you want it, I mean, you never know, right? After the first conversation, might not be like, not my thing. And if you are scared, maybe not the right time. And if you are more of a person that, my kitty's trying to get comfortable now here. If you're the person that would, like an introvert, I'm an introvert with extroverted qualities. I believe we all have them, and that's why we're able to actually work on them and improve them and become more of an extrovert than an introvert. But still, once in a while, we need the time to, just be by ourselves to recharge. So if you're more of an introvert and you prefer and enjoy just following and commenting and having a conversation that way, perfect. Because guess what? Everyone who puts content out there, who puts value out there, who is building a business, needs all kinds of people. We all need all kinds of people, which means you're perfect. And if you don't enjoy one-on-one connections with strangers, even with people that you know through videos and they still feel like strangers, then that's fine. I just wanted to put that out there for everyone else. So, I feel tired. I've been talking for most of the day, to be quite honest. But I like to spend my mornings, like I said, don't mind the yawning, watching Netflix. And I started watching, because the new season of the RuPaul's Drag Race came out. So I've been watching when did I start watching it? Last year I started watching, and I watched all the seasons. I've been watching the seasons as they come out. I mean, so much to say, but I find the show, the reason why I watch is because it speaks to my heart. I feel and understand each and every one of them, and they are the definition of a unicorn and what it means to living life authentically. Breaking through that barrier that allows a person to be themselves 111% of the time. All the time. And that's what it means with everyone. That's why I add the extra 11%. I was like a little extra. But for them to be, I'm starting to feel hungry because it's 3 o'clock and I've only had breakfast. Yeah. Anyways, this was my lunch, my shake. I think I'm gonna be eating something else, so this is where the energy starts to go down. And this is a great reminder for myself and for everyone that it's important to feed your body. Because if you don't feed your body, your mind starts to slow down. It's like, oh, I'm tired, I'll be going to bed. And what you eat today can affect how you feel tomorrow. And it does. So where were we? I know I started talking about productivity and what that feels to me and what that means and what that looks like. And it's doing, and I see, and sometimes I find myself just dazing to looking away and not looking at the camera, because it helps me to remember what I was talking about and stay on point and stay on, on task, so to speak. My task right now was to talk about what productivity means to me. So here it is, and why I feel unproductive some days. And it means doing something that will move my business forward. Like I said earlier, it might mean doing something, taking an action, right? So for example, posting, writing a description, creating content. It also means watching something educational, putting new information in my mind. So if I don't do that throughout the day, then I feel unproductive. And the way that I check that off my list is by putting that in my mind early in the morning. What I was already sharing with you, I hear kids yelling somewhere. Someone's excited. Must be getting warmer out there. So yeah, honestly, right now, you get to see the drained Yana, tired Yana, because you want to see how much energy I can release in videos? Go check out my YouTube channel. You get to see how much energy I release. And some videos are a lot more energy that I release than normal, because when I take most of the time talking, it can be very draining. And yet it's extremely rewarding, because when I do videos, right, the days when I have my scheduled podcasts with ladies and on a couple that I'm doing it with. Then I feel productive by just doing the scheduled videos that I do. If I can just do that, because again, I'm saying again, because I'm thinking that I'm continuing the conversation that I had in this podcast. Those of you that are curious to check out the podcast, I'm not 100% sure on the name, so don't quote me on it. But I know here's the words that I'll try to fit into the title is it's that time of the month, and growth comes from, yeah, I wrote comes from as one word, so it's hard to read. Growth comes from pain and suffering. So that's what I'm thinking. I am going to name that video that I did with Bethany, and you'll get to see how much energy I released. And this is what happens, right? This is a journey of a creative person. When we take time to use our creative energy, and there is a max, there's a cap of how much we can release through that time, how much we can do in that time, whether it's talking, whether it's writing, whether it's creating and actually working, right? And I'm talking about all forms of artistic creation: singing, dancing, drawing, sewing, refinishing, upcycling. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on, because everything that we do, even doing your job, is a creative process. And that can be draining. So it's important to recharge, which means to disconnect. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing after this video, because I did a lot there, and I had a previous session with a client, and then all of that just kind of drains, and I did a little video where I kind of paused and said I'm gonna go do that, and I might be back, I might not. So yeah, this is where I gotta go and recharge. How am I gonna do that? I'm tired. Can you tell? I'm sure by now you can tell, and hopefully I'm not exhausting you now and making you feel that way, because if I am, you better check yourself. And don't attach yourself to my story. This is what I remind myself in all of my coaching sessions. Do not attach yourself to the story, because if I'm starting to feel like I'm being drained, or feeling drained, by a client's story, that means I am starting to get involved in it and get in the mud with them. But it's not my job. My job is to be on the outside and help my clients see. So in this example right now, I am the client and I'm coaching myself, and I'm coaching you at the same time. Don't get involved in the story, and use that with any conversation that you're going to have with people, with any exchange that you have with people. If you find yourself feeling a certain way, take yourself out, right? Check yourself. So what am I going to do to recharge? I know there was something I was talking about before, and I had a point that I was leading to, and I didn't. And probably wasn't meant to be. And if it is, then I will bring it up at another time. So recharging, I know I've talked about it in many of my videos. So check out. Honestly, I would love for everyone to watch all of my videos so you really get to know me. But for most of us, we are very selective of what we watch. So whoever you are, however you want to go about it your way. That's it. The reason why I invite people to watch all the videos is because you get to learn a lot from each and every video that I talk about, and share myself and other guests that I have on. Even if it's a similar topic or the same topic, the conversation is quite different. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn some binaural beats on. What? I don't know. I'm gonna go to my list that I have saved on YouTube and just pick anything that screams at me. Because a lot of things will talk to me, but there's something that will scream at me. And when I feel that screaming, I will, and it's like, this is the one that I continue to feel pulled towards. That's the scream to me. So I'm gonna go listen to that, and I will move and stretch my body. I'm gonna drink that shake as I'm getting ready to listen to my tune. As I'm finding it, looking for it, I'm gonna drink the shake. I'm gonna find it, turn it on. I have my I think they're basically like noise canceling or canceling, not counseling, canceling headphones, so I'm gonna put them on. I like these bad boys. They've been very helpful in the morning with meditation, because before I used to have the plugs in my ears, and what I was finding myself is hearing my husband walk upstairs and hearing the water turn on, and if it's too loud, I would feel my brain just irritated. That's the way I would describe it. My brain feels irritated, and I'm like, no, it needs to be quieter. So these ones, they've been helpful. So I'm gonna put the binaurals on here, stretch, move, and center myself. Really just means checking my body from one to another, and just going through my body and telling it, checking with it, seeing where it's at, and then reminding each part that you're awesome, I love you, thank you for all you do, right? And anything else that might come through, maybe it might be something specific, like with a heart. Thank you for speaking to me and speaking loudly, and thank you for love, right? And anything, I mean, right now I'm not in the moment, that's why there's not very much that's coming through, and plus I'm drained and I'm gonna go recharge. So, and then after that, honestly, I'm not gonna have a plan for after that, because I don't want to have a plan for after that. I want to use the centering time to tell me what to do next, because I mean, to be quite honest, I have a lot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end it with moving the video and show you my desk. I mean, there's not really much on my desk, but it's just papers and notes, and a basket. There's a lot to go through for me, because I want to go through everything and do everything that is written down. But not everything needs to be done right now, and some things are going to be put away for later to do, and some things will be put away to do one day maybe, kind of like ideas. So anyways, now I'm finding myself even more tired, even more drained, so I am going to say goodbye. No, sorry, not goodbye, don't like that one. I'm gonna say bye and thank you for watching. And if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, pass it along, share it with somebody else. I want to reach as many people as I can with my authenticity, and the goal of that is to allow everybody else, because by us being ourselves and by us standing in our truth, we allow everyone else to do the same in their own. Which basically, if you want a visual for that, is there's a lot of people in the mud, right? And they're horses. Let's use that imagery. A bunch of horses in the mud. And they're all trying to get out of the mud so they can be their unicorn self and live in their unicorn self. And you are that unicorn that is on, living your life on your terms, the way that you want, and speaking your truth in the best, nicest, most loving way possible. Okay, that's what, to me, being a unicorn means, because you can speak your truth and you can be blunt and rude and shitty about it, but there's no need for that. There really isn't. Because where that's coming from is from a place of pain. And hurt people hurt people. So if you want to end that cycle of hurt going around, it starts with you. So when you speak your truth, speak from a place of love. And speak and talk to everyone, whether it's text or voice or whatever it is that you do, like you're being recorded and you're being watched. Okay? So do that. Anyways, you like what you see? Pass it along. The goal for me is for to be that unicorn on the edge, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing these videos, because I am that unicorn at the edge of this muddy pit full of horses who want to be a unicorn, right? Unicorn does not conform. Unicorn is its own being, and it knows itself, and it loves itself, and it embraces itself. So reach out my hand down below to the next horse up, or horses, right? Because some of them might be lining up. It's like, okay, let's go, right? Watching, more than one viewer watching it, pull me out. So that's what I'm hoping to do. Help you to come out of the mud, so then you can be alongside of me. I don't mean it quite literally. I mean that you can do your own thing, your own way, by yourself, and help the horses in the mud to come out by reaching the hand out to them your own way, but from a place of love. Okay? Okay? Okay. Yeah, just the sounds that I hear in my head, in my noisy head sometimes. I feel like my face is on fire. And actually, now that I'm looking at myself, it looks red. Yeah, the heat in here, me feeling hungry and tired and drained. I'm gonna go recharge. I still have time before the kids come home. And looking forward to hearing from you and connecting with you one way or another, right? Even if it's just through thumbs up, that's a connection. And I appreciate all of those thumbs up. And yeah, keep them coming. Other than that, thank you. And I am looking to hearing from you one way or another and connecting. And if I have helped you with something right here and now, I want to hear. And I want everyone to hear. So put it down below. It's social proof, guys. That's what it is. Put that social proof down below and help everyone else by those that love reading through your comments. And to be quite honest, I'm looking at the time and I want it to be at 3333. So it ends with that time, because I like repetitive numbers. And I used to like solid numbers, and now I just like when the same number repeats over and over and over again. So it's now 25, 26, and 27 seconds. I'm gonna do it. So bye.